just gonna wait a couple more minutes to for more people to join in. So today we're gonna have my very good friend Festeri Nelson, and I hope you don't mind if we do this in English because we've been doing all the episodes in English. I'm trying to join Festeri Nelson in the conversation, but it's currently unable to join. Let me just check with him. Sorry guys, let's hold just a little bit here. All right. Yeah, but oh, cool. Perfect. I'm adding you now in the conversation. Sorry. Cool. All done. All done.
Hi!
Yo.
What's up, bro?
brother?
It's all fine.
For,
Second.
first of all,
Living
like
cool.
for everybody that is watching, we're gonna do this conversation in English so everybody like can understand. It's like a little bit better for everyone to understand. First of all, Nelson, thank you so much for being here today
It's my pleasure.
in our little program. Today, brother, we're gonna talk about the how community can like influence our lives, like musically speaking and artistically speaking. But first of all, for people that might not know you here, introduce yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? And it's which city? And what do you do?
Okay. I'm Eddie, Fast Eddie Nelson. I'm a musician from Portugal. I live in Barreiro, which is really close to Lisbon, but way cooler. And as I said, I'm a musician. I play a lot of. I like blues and folk and rock and roll, and that's it.
Oh yeah. So basically, brother, like one thing that I noticed, like since I met you, is that you're an artist that like you like to collaborate, you like to do things together with other
Yeah.
artists and musicians. So you have like you have a lot in like a lot in consideration when it comes to like yeah, making collaborations with other artists. So for me, you always been an example to follow in those terms, you know.
Oh, thanks.
So basically, yeah, I want you to explain to whoever's watching, like, what is the importance of making these connections in music, making these connections with friends and other musicians, because yeah, because people might not know what's the power of human connection.
Well, musically speaking, there are two reasons I love doing collaborations with other artists. Number one, it's a lot of fun. You get to meet people and share ideas. It's great. And as a musician, as an artist, you learn a lot with other people. You learn. I've learned a lot with people that been doing music for like 40 or 50 years, and I've learned a lot with people just picked up a guitar last week. It's always everyone has a different insight, a different way of looking at things, and you can always learn from that, and you want to do that, because if you don't, you just keep repeating yourself. You get stuck a lot. Listening to records is cool, and but playing with other musicians, that's how you learn stuff. And I've learned from older people, and I've learned from younger people. And as you were asking in the beginning, how is community important for an artist? It's everything, because otherwise you just play music for yourself. There's a reason you want to be an artist, is you want to communicate. You can't just communicate to yourself. Sometimes you can, and you learn stuff you didn't know about yourself. But it's all about getting to people. Arts as a way of enveloping message. that it just makes it that easier to understand. Communication isn't just words, you know. There you can. It's very hard to communicate emotions, but with art you can do that. With music and painting and that's very important for
Now,
me.
of course, brother, of course. And another thing, like you always try also to get like different musicians from different like backgrounds to work
Yeah,
with you. Um, is that like as well in the same like the same meaning as before? Like you want
it's
to work with,
yeah.
yeah, you want to work as like as many different artists as possible, so it can, yeah, it can probably enrich your perspective about music and
And
knowledge.
hopefully theirs as well, because it's like
Exactly,
give and take. The thing
exactly.
is, I have this project, you know, this band called Fast Eddie Nelson, and it's mostly blues and rock and stuff. But that's not all I do. I like collaborating with other people in their projects, whatever it is they're doing. And in this project, I don't want everything to be like bluegrass plus punk rock. You know, it has to be more than that. It has to be about the songs, and that's why I like having people. You know, I've played with heavy metal drummers and jazz bass players, and it's really cool. And you can tell that it is cool for them as well, because you know, I did never expect this combination to work, and it does, because it's all music. It's all about the music, and when it's all about the music, and you're not worried about, oh no, I play jazz, I can't play hip hop. You're just uh, altering yourself. You know, it's just you can't do that. If you're an artist, there's no barriers, and the only barrier is your taste.
Exactly, exactly. No, that's for sure, brother. And like even how I met you was funny. And sorry, like you usually guys,
Funny.
like everybody that is
What do
watching.
you mean funny?
No, no, no. Everyone that is watching
What's so
here right
funny
now,
about me?
it's so weird to talk with my brother in English because we always speak in Portuguese to one
Yeah.
another. But so basically,
Oh,
the way we met was also through a collaboration project called
awesome.
the Restless Tour, and
That's right.
that was like that was an amazing experience for me and for everybody that was there. Um, and from that particular event for me opened my eyes to how to work and do other projects. I want you to talk a little bit about that Restless tour, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna move on to other projects of collaboration, like examples that we already done, so people are like, oh, these are doable, you know.
Okay. Well, that one, I didn't start. I was invited, you know, by our brother Puli from Sam Malone and Devil and Me and other projects. This was his brainchild. He wanted to do a tour with several artists. I didn't know him. When he invited me to be a part of it, I knew of him. I knew the band. I knew his music, but we didn't met until the first rehearsal. Actually, he invited me online. Oh, I heard your songs. I like your style. You want to be a part of this? And I said, yeah, sure, of course, because that's what I like: music and meeting people. And we did the first one, which was smaller, and then we did the second one with you, and that we had more artists, and it was cooler because it had you in it, and it was the same guys as the first one plus a few more, and it's just, and I'm really sad we haven't done the third one yet.
Oh yeah, man.
But that's really great. And the thing is, what I liked about that, and what I really like about collaborations, is not everyone played his little sets and then that was that. No, we all played on each other's songs, and actually we did different arrangements for the songs just to fit this one in and that one in, and that's the best of collaborations. It's just, okay, there's a space here for you in my song, just go crazy and contribute, with some creativity for my music. That's great.
And like other project that came a little bit after Restless Tour was the folk tours and the folk collective,
Yeah, the
like
full
two
collective, yeah.
Rex as well. Those were experiences that I will never forget, because obviously it was like my first trial of like doing something like that. So so basically, again, dude, like all these situations that happen through my life, and include you, there's always like a really like positive outturn. I don't know, you have a good soul, you have a good vibe. So like the
Thanks.
folk tour was I think we did Portugal and Spain, right? And
Yeah,
we
yeah.
did like two of those.
Me, you, and T-Rex, we did Portugal and Spain, and then there were others.
Exactly,
I like
exactly,
the thing about the folk collective that I really like a lot. It has the good vibes of the Restless Tour, but it's more of an open concept. And you can have if there's a musician from Australia coming around for playing, he could join the band. It's like an open
exactly,
band. I love that because it's not like a closed concept. Just
exactly.
get a bunch of musicians together, play each other's songs, and call it the full collective. Anyone can do it. That's the beauty of it.
That's the thing, man. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, I'm bringing like loads of examples. Again, it's just for people to get to know that it's possible to do this kind of thing. So, after these two things, there's also Indigent Live, which
Yeah, yeah.
was created by Nuno Calado. But you had like a little like you were kind of important in the structure of the festival as well. You brought like a
Well,
lot of people together too,
yeah,
right?
well, I actually I persuaded him to do it because he's a great guy, but he's lazy. He's a lazy ass bastard. But and you know you should do it. You have the because his radio show is like really the most important alternative radio show in Portugal, like the last 20 years or 15 years or whatever it is. And he already had been like the curator of one stage in this rock and roll festival in Portugal. I said, dude, you got to start your own festival. You know everybody, everybody loves you. You got to start. And I'm really glad he did it. And I'm really glad that it shows the collaboration thing as well because it's one of the topics of the festival is you just don't go in and do your set. You go in and you collaborate with somebody else. For me, it was great because I got to write two songs with Adolfo Fuxure Carnival, which is one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite bands, Momorte in Portugal, and that was really awesome. But then you get and you also get to see all the other artists doing the same. It's like it's once in a lifetime. Like it's not never going to happen. Have all those artists playing each other's songs, and that's it's
I
really
remember that show. That show was amazing. The vibe was amazing, and the audience as well was really nice. It was really like
yeah. The audience of the first festival, for once, was great because you had a tornado going through Lisbon, something like that.
oh yeah,
They closed. They threatened to close the bridges, and it was like, but people still came.
yeah.
And they stood for a long time. It was a long ass festival. I mean, your band was the last one, as I
Yeah,
remember.
we played like at 3 a.m. or
Yeah,
something like
it
that.
started like at 10. So people were, you can tell people were still having a lot of fun, but tired, just moving around. Just let me stand on my left leg now for 10 minutes. And now my right leg, it was that kind of show. But it was, I'll never forget it. It was really fun.
Oh man. And another example that I found out, I did a little research before this like
You're a
this
professional. You do
conversation, you
research,
know.
research.
Wow.
My man, talk
um
show host.
oh yeah, oh yeah. So another one, and this one is like a newer example of like collaboration, was Wash Your Hands Say Yeah. And
Yeah,
I want you to talk a little bit more about this festival. We're gonna have the last edition of it this Sunday,
that's right.
but let us
Well, I
know.
hope not the last one, but the
I
last one
hope, yeah,
online. Online.
but online, yeah. Like,
I
but
hope, yeah.
what is Wash Your Hands Say Yeah? I know what it is, but explain to everybody. And
Okay. Well, the day they announced we had a pandemic and we had to change a lot of things. The first thing I thought was, "Oh, I'm fucked," because like in 12 hours, 90% of the gigs I had just went up in smoke. Just got emails and phone. We're canceling everything. So that was not fun. So I said, what can I do? I'm not very good at this internet thing. Um, but wouldn't it be cool if some friends of mine were already doing these live gigs on Instagram and Facebook, and I thought, well, can we make a festival out of it? And I thought, what a great idea. I'm really smart. And then the next day, everyone was doing live festival. So, no. So, but then I remember, well, let's do this. So I called exactly Nuno Calado to see if he wanted to be a part of it. And he was the one actually who gave the name, provided the name. I didn't have, I had like 3 or 4 really bad names, terrible. And yeah, because there's a band called Clap Your Hands Say Yeah. And he came up with Wash Your Hands Say Yeah. That's really sold. That's
So
it. So, and the idea was we would get artists and invite people. So, and that's when I called you and Daniel, because we needed really a good team, a strong team to make it something. If you're gonna do something, do it right, or not do it, or don't do it at all. So,
exactly.
and
That was one of the points I wanted to touch with you. Like, we're both DIY artists and we do pretty much everything do it ourselves, but that doesn't mean DIY doesn't mean unprofessional, right?
no, 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 no.
So what's your thoughts about this?
It's quite the opposite. I had this conundrum actually this week with another person, and the thing is, um, when you accept to do something, when you say yes to something, you got to give it your best, or else just say no.
Exactly.
Sometimes you know this. We get propositions to play shows, and there's not a lot of money, and you can always say no. But if you do say yes, you're not just gonna half-ass do it just because there's not a lot of money. Because it's your name on the line. People respect you, what you do.
Exactly.
You got to give them 100%, or not at all.
Exactly.
And we're not getting any money out of this, so everybody out there know. But we decided it would be a great way to first of all keep people company at home. People like me that hate being home, like being outside,
Like
and
me.
I think that part was a success because we got all those messages of people saying, "Man, I'm single. I live at home. I'm working from home, and the show is just great to keep us company." And on the other hand, I think it's great because we've got really great artists. All of them are really great artists, but some of them are obviously much more famous than others. And but
Yeah.
we threw them all together on the same place, and that's everyone's treated equal.
No,
And that
that was the thing, man. That was a really cool thing. The fact that we were just like assuming that there was like no headliners and stuff. We're just like mixing big artists with small artists and like going like that. That was something cool because then the audience would actually see all the shows instead of waiting for just the headliners.
yeah,
So
that's the actually you know this the reason why we there's not a time schedule for the audience.
exactly.
There's a time schedule for the artists. They know at around what time they're going to perform, but we don't want people just to wait for the headliners or favorites. We
Exactly.
just want every artist to have the same opportunity to sushi.
The sushi is here. Let me just grab him.
Get sushi, my buddy. I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Come here, sushi, come here. Oh, oh.
My favorite
Okay,
tap.
sushi now is officially
My favorite
the
tap dancer.
conversation as
My
well.
favorite tap dancer.
Oh man, but yeah. Now moving to the next subject.
Next item on our conversation.
Exactly.
Professional, very professional.
Oh yeah. This is so great because we never actually have a conversation like this. We just laugh and have fun and have obviously serious conversations with like the next topic I wanted to touch is the fact that you're from Barreiro, and I want people in the world to know what is Barreiro because it has been like an uprising cultural scene with Adão, with a lot of like people that are pushing like the culture of Barreiro, like to to a good level. So can you explain us a little bit like the historical background of Barreiro and what it is today
Whoa.
compared to what it was before?
Well, it kind of depends. I think this town always had a lot of creativity, and I explain why. It was really small, like 150 or 200 years ago, or something like that. But then a big, with the Industrial Revolution, got a lot of industry going on here. And then people came from everywhere in Portugal, and they settled here. And so they brought their own background, cultural background with them, and that was cool. And then a lot of small cultural niches, associations started with people from here and there, and I think that created a very dynamic cultural thing. On the other hand, for some time, people started in the 70s and 80s, just worked in Lisbon and just came here to sleep, and that created that kind of suburban thing going on there. And that was really cool in a way, because it got all the young people to go together in the same places. So the weirdest kind of stuff kind of started showing up, like theater and weird bands. This guy likes heavy metal, that guy likes punk rock. But because everyone goes to the same places, you start making really different and interesting projects. And then stuff started happening with a younger generation, starting festivals like Barreiro Rocks and Outfest. It's still going on. And now we're going through a really good period, because we have a place like Adão. It used to be a fire department, big place. And now it's full of artists collaborating in all kinds of crazy and cool stuff. And so that's it. I think it's the background that could be interpreted as a little negative turned out to be very interesting creatively.
No, exactly, brother. Like because I just want like people to know that you're not from like one of the main cities in Portugal.
Oh,
You're
no,
not
no,
from
it's
like Lisbon or
suburban,
Porto,
totally suburban.
But it's like a suburban area that has like a drive to present art, to produce art, to yeah, basically Barreiro is really active. As far as I'm
One thing
concerned,
that's great at stimulating creativity is when you have nothing, you have to make it yourself. And that turns into a habit, which is a very good habit. Oh, there's no theater. Let's turn this abandoned place into a theater. Oh, there's no this. Let's make it. Let's make it happen. And people here that do have that the will to make stuff happen.
oh man,
That's cool.
that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
even like with not only with art, I like places like the yoga studio and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You think if you think of Barreiro, Barreiro is a really small town, but has so many like different alternative business already. That like I mean I'm just like selling Barreiro out, but
No, that's
but
no. The thing is, a lot of people
I
tell
really
me.
do like
Hmm.
your city, your small
Oh,
town, because it
there's place for you here.
exactly exactly, buddy.
The thing is, well, because of this festival, Barreiro Rocks, just we had the last edition last year, unfortunately. But because of that, people just met me and said, "Oh, you come from Rock City," and I said, "Yes and no. Just go there. There's a lot of rock and roll there, but there's a lot of other things as well, because people have this idea that they should contribute and do stuff, which is really cool. It's not a beautiful city. It's really ugly because post-industrial city, but it does have a lot of people with great ideas and doing stuff, which I'm really happy to be here, because we have our rehearsal room at that place at Dow, as you mentioned, and we get to go there and see what amazing stuff people are doing, and that is a way of, when you're feeling less creative, you go check out what everyone else is doing, like um, painting and stuff, and get back with new ideas.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Daniela Guerreiro is also from Barreiro, right?
I don't know if she's from here. Some people like to say they're from here.
all right.
Some
Because
people,
she has a lot of like cool art as well, cool artwork.
I don't know if she. There's a lot of people working here that came to. Yeah, if I told myself this 20 years ago, I'd laugh. People come here now to work. Yeah, because you know, because it's an old industrial area. It has a lot of warehouses for
Exactly.
rent, and you can just make artistic communities here easy,
Oh,
easy,
cool.
easy peasy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Brother,
Mm.
I think we've covered a lot of different ground in our conversation. Do you want us to showcase one of your songs, one of your lovely, amazing recipes?
I do have a guitar with me, so I can play one song.
Oh yeah.
Sure. And I actually will play a song that I haven't played live since we met on the Restless tour.
All
And
right.
I haven't played I haven't played this song live in a while. It's been gone too long.
Oh shit.
Okay.
That yeah, I remember that song. It's amazing, brother.
Okay, I got a guitar here. I don't have a lot of space because I got the Buddha here and all that shit. I have to take. I don't know if you want to tell me anything else because if I want to play guitar, I think I have to take the headphones off.
I mean, I don't know. You can sound check and check. Oh, yeah.
There, done.
I can
Sound
hear
check's
you.
done. Okay. So you want to say, we want to talk later again, or just play
Yeah,
the
yeah.
song?
We'll talk a little bit later again, but you can just
Okay. So, but I
play.
just have to take the headphones off.
All right, all right.
Hiding in the shadows, hiding in the mist, following the railroad, sleeping in the sea. Been gone too long, been gone too long. Seasons come and go, why do you hesitate? Future keeps on coming, yesterday's too late. Gone too long, been gone too long. Tiny drops of water resting on the windshield, microscopic rainbows, real as they can be. Been gone too long, been gone too long. Jewels are getting rusty, hair is turning gray, wandering on the day, you threw it all away. Been gone too long. Been gone too long. Been gone too long. Been gone too long. Gone too long. Gone too long. Gone too long. Been gone too long. Gone too long. Gone too long. Been gone too long. Been gone too long. 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 hey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, apparently I can hear you without the headphones.
Can you hear me?
Without the headphones, it's magic.
Oh man, amazing.
Cool.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, brother. I mean,
Oh.
I'm clapping here. Joanna, can you clap as well?
Woo!
Woo! Yeah, buddy. Thank you so much, man. And like, first of all, for joining in this conversation, for playing a song for
Cool,
us.
bro. Cool, bro.
It's always good to, yeah, it's always good to do stuff like this. Um, and thank you for doing this in English as well. Like, I know we're more like used to speak to each other in
That's okay.
Portuguese,
I
but
understand.
just for
The
no.
world speaks English, so the internet speaks English. That's our problem.
Brother, um, I always do this little part in all the conversations and all the episodes, and
Yeah.
this is the part of the conversation that this platform is yours as it is mine. So if you have a message to spread to the world, imagine if you had a million people in front of you and you had to express something from your heart, what it would be.
Well, there's a lot of things. If I'm talking to millions of people right now, I don't know. I think in the order of the day, we have to say that it's not up to politicians and it's not up to institutions to end racism, as we've been seeing in America. It's everyone has to work to make it happen, and let's just make it happen. Let's just be real people.
Oh yeah,
That's
oh
it.
yeah, simple and
Well, it's
on point.
apparently it's not that simple
No,
for
yeah,
some people,
exactly.
but it should be. It should be, and it's 2020.
Oh
It's
yeah,
it's not 1920. Okay,
exactly,
just wake
brother.
up, man.
Man, thank you so much, Nelson.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so
brother.
much for your time. Thank you so much for your lovely energy. And dude, I hope I can hug you like anytime soon when I can travel and when yeah, we can play. I just want like us to play together again, to hug each other, to have a good time. I miss that, and it's
Me
okay
too.
to miss that, like
Me
it,
too, brother. And it will happen soon. Just for now, we have to wait because it's not actually about us. Because I'm not that as young as you, but I still feel okay. But we have to do this to because of like older people and people who are sick. We have to wait and take care. We have to take care of each other. That's all we have to do.
so
And then when it's possible, we'll rock and roll.
exactly. Basically, we need to act as kind human beings,
Yeah,
regardless of any circumstance. We need to show our true colors, and this is our like our hearts speaking
dude.
instead of like
All the living beings in this planet are family because we all come from one like
exactly.
amoeba or something, like one cell organism, and we all are descendants from that one first organism. So we're all, in a way, we're all family.
And yes, we are, and everything that we can perceive in this realm is made from atomic energy and molecular energy. So
Yeah, yeah, that's
there's
even
not a
going
lot of
where
difference.
you're going even back for, but yeah, it's all.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, we can basically end this conversation, and it's all the same and should be all the same. So we perceive everything as the same, and
Yeah,
we should all have the same rights. We should all have the same opportunities, and we should all live freely from discrimination, hate, and oppression. So,
okay.
brother, thank you so much, and it's always lovely to talk to you, man. Love you so much, and hope to see you
Love you
soon, brother.
back. Okay, see you, man.
Bye bye, brother. Bye bye, man. So thank you everybody that joined in this conversation. Today we had Festetti Nelson. He's a really good friend of mine, and it was lovely to have him talking about how powerful it is to collaborate with other artists to create a community and music and in arts. We talked a little bit about Barreiro, his city and how Barreiro from an industrial city became like a progressive kind of like cultural center because there's a lot of stuff going on there. He also played a song for us, Fast Eddie Nelson, so it was really cool, a song that he didn't play for a long time. And yeah, I'm just happy that I have this friend on the show today because it was really nice and we ended up in a really positive note. And yeah, I think that's it. Tomorrow we're gonna have Travis talking here, Travis Pacheco. We're gonna talk about how it was possible for We Bless This Mess to record the record in California because he was like a link, like a person that linked those worlds. And next week, I already have the week fully booked with conversations and talks. I'm gonna announce them soon. So soon means Sunday. And thank you so much, and see you again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Bye bye.